Hey guys! So a couple of years ago I made this video about whether you should travel alone or with others when traveling, and I thought that video was just really old, so I wanted to make an updated version of it. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So I have 6 points to talk to you about today, and the first one is planning. So when you're by yourself, you have to do everything yourself. You have to plan everything yourself. Of course you can get help before you leave from friends or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, but along the way you have to do everything yourself. So it really depends on whether you like to plan or you hate to plan. Luckily I love planning, so I really don't mind, and I love traveling by myself, but I also really enjoy traveling with others. So if you are traveling with someone, either one person or a group, you have someone to plan together with, and this can be especially good if you are going somewhere for the first time and you don't know the language or the culture. The next point is safety. Especially if you are a woman, you might not feel safe going everywhere, and I'm sure there's a reason why you don't feel safe. For me, there are certain places I do not want to go to alone, especially like poorer countries, and I would prefer to go with someone I know and someone who can be there with me. It doesn't have to be like unsafe to travel alone. Japan is a relatively safe country to travel in, even if you're a woman. Of course, things happen, but for me, I've never had a problem. So the next thing is freedom, and I really experienced this the first time that I went to Japan on my own. It was really tough in the beginning because I was alone. I really feel that I gained a lot of experience by traveling by myself. I learned a lot of things about myself, and you are just free to do whatever you want. You don't have to do anything to make anyone happy, and you can see the places you want to go to. I mean, you can do that with someone too, but there's another kind of freedom in traveling by yourself. So unless you have a friend or boyfriend, girlfriend who wants exactly the same thing, you are more free in some ways. The next thing is communication, and especially when you're traveling on your own, you meet new people very easily, I would say. This happened to me the first time I was in Japan, and I wasn't feeling very well the first couple of days because it was really tough for me to be on my own for the first time. But already on the first day, one of the people from my hostel approached me and asked me if I wanted to go to Shinjuku, and I was like, okay, sure. And that person had already met some of the other people from the hostel, so he invited me to a small party they were having, and I got to know a lot of people there, and I ended up traveling with these people through Japan the whole month I was there for the first time. So you'll meet new people easily, and if you're with someone, you are in a way more closed, I would say, because if you are going to a bar with your friend, you are talking to your friend. It's not as easy for people to approach you in a way. Of course, you can also meet new people when you're traveling with others, but I don't think it's quite as easy as when you're alone. The next point is learning, and if you are coming to a country, for example, if you're learning Spanish and you're going to Spain to gain more language experience, I think you'll also learn more by traveling alone. Unless, of course, your friend or whoever you're traveling with is going there for the same thing as you and it's just as motivated to learn the language as you are. But if it's not like that, I think you will learn more about the language if you're traveling by yourself. And this happened to me when I was in Japan for the first time, because I went to Japan and they don't speak a lot of English in Japan, so I had to speak Japanese to them, and that gave me more confidence in Japanese. And I don't think that I would have gotten this far with my Japanese if I had not approached people and if I had not spoken to people. I would just not have learned as much as I did. And for example, when me and Michelle were in Japan, we spoke Danish a lot of the times. It was really nice, but we didn't learn that much Japanese because we weren't forced into it as much because we had each other. So for learning a language, I definitely recommend that you go by yourself, because yeah, you're forced to step out of your comfort zone and learn the language, speak the language with locals and so on. The last point is money. If you are by yourself, you can easily find a hostel that is really cheap, because often there's like one bed left or something. But if you're looking for something like an Airbnb, I actually recommend that you travel with others, because Airbnbs can be quite expensive, so if you can share it with someone, it will get more cheap for you, of course. It really depends on what kind of journey you are going on. If you are, for example, traveling to a country to learn the language, then maybe it's better to go alone, because you're just more free to learn, to see what you want. But I also really enjoyed traveling with others. You can also do like I did my third time in Japan, where I went to Japan alone, and then my siblings visited, and then they went home, and then I had some days where I was just myself, and then my boyfriend came to visit me. And that worked out really well for me, actually. It was really nice that I had some time for myself to practice my Japanese and see my Japanese friends in Tokyo. But in the same time, I also had a good time with my boyfriend, with my siblings. So it was a really amazing summer. So all in all, it depends on what kind of trip you are going on. There's really no perfect way of planning a trip because there are pros and cons for everything. So that was all for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed watching it, and if you did, please give it a big like. So if you want to watch more, please click that subscribe button. If you are going on a trip soon, I hope that it will be amazing. And if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!